Hello and praise the Lord. I welcome all of you to today's video, and in case you're new here, this is Arise and Shine by Mr. Rachel, and kindly subscribe to this channel. If you are a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for keeping it here. Thank you for according me your support. In today's video, I want to share with you my salvation story, how I got saved, and I'm doing this video because of my classmates back in high school. Some time ago, I started posting on social media things about God, and really some of my classmates were wondering, is this the person that we knew? And yeah, I'm doing this video to confirm that I'm the person that you knew, and it's only that some things change, and yeah, really today I just want to let you know what transpired. And before that, shout out to one of my biggest supporters from my high school. That is brother Pius Mutuku. I know you'll watch this, and thank you so much for sharing my content, for watching, and just giving me support and cheering me on. Thank you so much. To start with, I was born in a Catholic family. Yeah, so growing up, I was a Catholic from primary to secondary school, and also part of my campus. I was born in a Catholic background. My parents were and still are Catholics, and I grew up as a Catholic. I went to church, I got baptized, and I was even singing in the choir, but I was not born again. And whatever I'm about to say, I know might offend some people, but that's the truth. But I'm sorry. And yeah, that Catholics believe that as long as you go to church, as long as you are baptized, you are born again. But according to the Bible, and I want to just read it right now, it is not the truth. Yeah, that baptism is not salvation. Baptism happens after salvation. It's just symbolic. Baptism is symbolic of new birth, of regeneration. In that note, I want to tell you what salvation is, and we are reading from Romans chapter 10 verse 9 to 10. Yeah, I want you to know what really salvation is, and if you are Catholic, please forgive me and accept the truth. Let me just let you know the truth, and we are just getting it from the Bible, from Romans chapter 10 verse 9 to 10, which says, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Verse 10, for it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved. So the meaning of salvation is that you believe in your heart that Jesus died for you, that God sent his only son for your sake, to die for your sake, and you confess with your mouth. You literally do it. You just you believe and you say it. That is what we call salvation. And after salvation, what follows is a baptism, and baptism is just something that is symbolic. It symbolizes your new birth. It symbolizes your regeneration, and it is not a must, by the way. That is subject to discussion, but today I want to focus on that bit of salvation. So salvation happens when you believe in your heart and you're justified, and you confess or you profess your faith with your mouth. Then at that point is when you get saved. So all along I was not saved up until when I got into campus, and that was in my second year. Yeah, it happened in my second year of study at Meru University of Science and Technology. So I went to campus in 2015, and all of my first year I was still a Catholic, but something interesting happened. So as I continued with my first year of study, I started having this interest with the Catholic. It was called Catholic Action, CA, and yes, I was still committed. I was still going to choir. I was attending services. I was attending prayer meetings. But as time went by, I started losing interest in the movement, and yeah, and when we went for long holiday, that is after first year, that is when I got born again. After we closed school for long holiday, I went to my uncle's place at Mlolongo, and my cousins were attending AIC Kasina, and that's the place that I went to church. And it is different from Catholic, but I just say that because they go there, I just accompany them, and I went there several times. And as I attended service, that was in 2016, I just had this conviction. There's something that God had done to my life, and it is a huge testimony to me, and I'm just about to share with you the testimony. But just because of that thing that God did in my life, I felt the need to just serve God and to know Him and just to live for Him, because it was really wonderful for me. So as we continued going to church, one of the time I just felt that I need to share with someone what God did for me and what I am convicted in my heart to do. Yeah, and I just approached a pastor, a female pastor. That pastor was called Pastor Elizabeth, and I went to see her during one of the youth meetings. There was a youth meeting in church, and so I just went to her office, and she welcomed me, and I just shared with her my story and what God had done in my life, and my conviction and all that. And so this is my testimony. Just before I joined campus, I was in the process of filling in the forms and just preparing to join campus, when one of my primary school classmates found me in a certain cyber at my home place, and that guy was having some forms. He was having two forms actually, and he just asked me, did you hear of this story of our senator then, Honorable David Musila? He has a foundation that goes by the name David Musila Foundation, which helps students from poor backgrounds to secure education in in tertiary institutions. And that time, that guy just walked into the cyber, and I was there, and he just asked me, did you receive these forms? Did you get to see these forms that people are getting? And those were the forms that you were supposed to fill and apply for that sponsorship. Yeah, so after he asked me that, I just told him no, because I had never seen them, and because he was having two forms, he just gave me one, and he told me just apply, because you never know what might happen. And mind you, they were just sponsoring one student per ward, so a whole ward, and a ward is just big. They were just sponsoring one student, and I filled. But that thing was very competitive, as I have said. And my mom used to be a friend to our MCA. So when I went home, I explained to my mom, and she just told me, I'll go and talk to the MCA and see whether it will be possible. So I gave her the form and these two kids to the MCA. And we waited, and I just joined campus with the money that I had accumulated, but it was not enough, I really tell you. And the process went on, and guess what, guys? My sponsorship was confirmed, and I was the only person, I was the only student that got that chance. And I really felt that that's a big thing for me, because just imagine, it's something that I never knew about, something that someone just came to me and found me and told me about. And the funny thing is that they did not get the chance, and they are the one that introduced me into this sponsorship thing. And me, I just got the chance. In a whole world, I was the only student that was picked. And then after some time, it was really okay. It seems funny now, but that time it was really hard. That our area chief is our neighbor, and they had a beef with my mother. This is tough. So, and this chief had access to that foundation. So, that chief went all the way to the offices, to the David Musila Foundation offices, to just cancel my sponsorship, to just do away with my chance, just because they have a beef with my mother. But then, yeah, it was cancelled, and that's all. And that time I was in my first semester, first year. And yeah, I reported with the money that I hustled, and that's all. So my sponsorship was cancelled. Then my mom tells me that, and I was really, my heart really sank, because I knew of the beef, and I knew what this area chief was capable of doing. And so I just let it go, and I just hoped that things will be well, and I'll be able to I'll be able to school. But the fact is, my mom was not in a position to sponsor my campus education from first year to the last year. That was a fact. And so I just prayed to God, and I just told mom, let's just do away with it, because it has happened and we have no other means. So we have to find other ways of sponsoring my school fees. And who is like my mother? Yeah, that woman is a goal-getter. She's very determined. So she went back to the MCA, and she went, explained everything that happened. And so, because they were friends with the MCA, by just God's grace, promised to follow up, and she assured her that I will be in that sponsorship program. So what happened is that the MCA really did as she promised. She went to the offices, explained the matter, and what happened when my sponsorship was cancelled is that the area chief told the foundation that I am from a well-able background, so they cancelled my sponsorship, and they took in another student. So yeah, it happened like that. And when the MCA went to the offices, she went and explained the issue, and the foundation told her that because they were supposed to take just one student, but that our case seems to be a special one. They will take the two of us because they cannot disqualify me. So the MCA argued my case, and I was I was I was readmitted into the program, and that's what happened. That my school fees was paid. My campus school fees was paid from first year, second semester, all through. Like I didn't pay anything. My mom used to send me just rent and my upkeep. So all through the 4 years, I was just going and picking my check at their offices in Nairobi, and I just came and paid, and that's what happened. That thing really struck my heart and my mind, and I think God was really trying to bring back my senses, and to just draw me near to Him, and show me the kind of love He has towards me, because He had used so many ways of drawing me back and getting me to get to know Him, but I really refused, and I don't know why I refused. That instance was really significant in my life, because as I got to reflect on the incidences, what happened, I got to see how much God loves me, how much God cares for me, how much He cares even for my future. Because for sure, let me tell you the truth, that I am very certain that if God didn't do so, if it didn't happen that way, I know my parents could not raise the school fees to up to my 4th year. I know somehow I could have been stuck, and I don't know what could have happened. And so as I got to reflect what happened, how God just gave me a chance out of nowhere. I had no connections, I knew nothing, and at some point the chance was cancelled, and God restored it back to me. That was really a big deal to me. And as the year went by, that is in first year, I felt God convicting me of living for Him, because I had really seen how good He is and how much He cares. And so I was telling myself, I want to live for this God. I want to live for Him. I want to serve Him, but I didn't know how. So when I went to Pastor Elizabeth, she just asked me to narrate what happened, and she was listening. She listened. I narrated everything what happened, and I just told her what I felt in my heart, how the conviction that I had in my heart. And she asked me, are you born again? Well, and then I started explaining my background, that I was born in a Catholic background, and I've been a Catholic all along, blah blah blah, and just like that. And she just told me that I will lead you into the prayer to profess or to confess salvation, and you will be saved, and from there you will serve God, you will live for God, and all that. God will just lead you. And she prayed for me, she led me into salvation, and I was really the feeling after getting saved was really magical, and I felt inexpressible joy that I even went home singing. Yeah, I felt so good, and it's something that I treasure. I so much treasure my salvation, because it has changed my life in so many ways, and I'll be discussing that in my next video. So I got saved on a Wednesday, 23rd May 2016, and yeah, that's my salvation story. Thank you for watching this video, and in the next video I'll be doing a video on what has happened, or really I'll be taking you through my life after salvation. So stay tuned, keep watching my content and share it, and thank you for staying here. I'm so blessed to have you here, and until then, bye.